Good morning. There's a lot of bird noise here this morning. My birds and other birds, everybody's happy. Last night it was cold again because yesterday it rained like crazy in the night. Then yesterday it was overcast all day, so it stayed cool. And then last night it got even cooler. So what am I doing today? Well, I'm sitting in my little shade garden. You can see the roof and the window and the walls and stuff. So what's that got to do with anything? Well, almost 3 years ago in March, I moved in here, and this wasn't here. And I asked, through some friends of friends, I got some guys together, and they made this little building for me. And one of the guys who helped build it was a guy I call Yoga Man. And the reason I call him Yoga Man is because of the way he squats and sits down and real bendy. Anyway, you know, they're not really what you call friends, they're just people I know. But his mom passed away, and there's a funeral. And today, in Buddhism, they have, for 3 or 4 days, they have where you can go viewing in the evening. And then they have, you know, most Buddhists are cremated. And then they keep the ashes, or they do something with the ashes. I don't really understand everything, but I'm going to go this morning to kind of show my respects. I not really have much clothes for that sort of thing, but I'm going. So I want to take you guys with me to have a look around and see what little bit of culture. And you can see, I just wanted to show you something before I jump in the truck. So it's still overcast a little bit, which is great because I'm not sweating. But I got some bananas coming, look. You see that? Some baby bananas. I think they're going to be the small banana. There's like 3 different or 5 different types of bananas, but they're going to be the small one, I think. So I'm going to jump in the truck and go down there and try to find this place and see what happens, and I'll show you what I can show you, okay? So let's go. So this is Yoga Man. It's his mom's funeral, so I don't...
Mày bẹt mình ngay ngay, muốn lau với mày bẹt còn hộ đi mẹ.
Tìพอดีครับตีพอดีเนนด้วยเดี๋ยวไม่ส่งให้เนนบวชใหม่แล้วเนนพอดีผ้าก็พอดีเอ็นหัวไม่ได้แค่ผ้าแค่นี้ติยาปุริเสนติยาเทียวิตินติยาสุเกนติยาทัวเกนติยาโสมานาเกนติยาทัวมานาเกนติยาอุเปกเกนติยาสัตตินติยังเวริยินติยังสตินติยังสมาธินติยังปัญญินติยังอนัญญตัญญาสัจจังทัวปัสสมุทัยโยอริยสัจจังทัวปัญญิโรธโทอริยสัจจังทัวปัญญิโรธคามินิปฏิปทาอริยสัจจัง
ครับสำหรับญาติๆนะครับเดี๋ยวทานข้าวเสร็จก็มาร่วมกันถ่ายรูปเลยนะครับ
ต้องแกะซ้อนเลยต้องแกะซ้อนเลย
อันนี้นิมนต์เลยเนี่ยผ้าดีเนี่ยลูกมา
We've got some food here to eat. Cooking food back here, look. People cooking food, washing dishes, and lots of food.
จาวาตสังขาราอุปาทวยธรรมิโนอุปาทิตวานิรุตตันติเตสังโฆปัสสโมสุโข
เอาดอกไม้มี3 กรัมอีก
ตอนนี้ไม่ได้
ดอกไม้ครับนี่นะครั้งหนึ่งครับผมเรียบร้อยจ้ะมีใครยัง ติดมันเริ่มติดตลาดแล้วนะลูกค้ามันเยอะแล้ว
Okay, I come here and I paid my respects and talking to a few people who can speak English and just sharing stories and things like that, and learning about Thai culture, about how people, about a funeral and things like that. And I really don't understand too much. But what they're going to do now is they're going to take the lady out. I've learned that she's a very gentle, kind lady who liked to do gardening, and she passed, and she's 98 years old, but still lived at home at 98, and she just passed last week. Okay, so what's happening now is they're getting ready to bring the lady out, and they have these guys playing music in front in the pickup truck. I'm at home now. I come back home already, but I've been sitting here talking to this guy here. He's a retired teacher. He was a teacher at a temple school. He's retired. He's 62 years old now. He's been retired 2 years. Men retire at 60 here in Thailand. But he told me some stories. I asked him, like, you know, do children study well here? Do all that sort of stuff. And I asked him the question, you know, what are children like today compared to, you know, the 90s, the 80s, and so on. And he said the children today don't want to study. They have more time for social media, and you know, every distraction under the sun. And a lot of young kids now are even getting into drugs. And this is what he told me that was a shocker. He says, have a guess, out of 100 families, how many parents are still together? And I'm like, oh, it must be pretty bad if he asked that question. So I'm like, okay, 50 out of 100. He says, no, 3. Out of 100 families, 3 parents are still together. That's like 97% marriage failure rate. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder the society's turning so sour around the world. You know, if you don't have a parent, if you don't have a mom and a dad who are at home and love you, then the child is destined for failure. I think it has to be a small miracle for a child to get through all that mess and come out the other side well. Sorry for the noise. Somebody's cutting trees down the road. The joys of living in the countryside. So I was like 3 out of 100. That's amazing. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It's the first time I've been to a funeral since I've been here in Thailand. I've been asked to go a few times, but I kind of always had an excuse to go. But it was at the funeral's actually at their house, not at a funeral home like in America or in England, but actually in the house. And then they take them to a temple, which is like 500 meters down the road, and they burn them. So, you know, they go from the house to the temple. It was 2 o'clock they moved her to the temple, and 4 o'clock they burned her. That's what they say, burn, cremate. So she's only at the temple a couple hours, and then they put her in and burn her. They have a little ceremony at the house, and they have a small ceremony at the temple too. But she was 98 years old, stayed home, healthy right up almost to the end when she got too weak. But she was growing vegetables and growing fruits and things like that. And they said, the guy I know, it says his mom said she was a very gentle character who just quiet and kind and gentle. So that's another one gone. Okay guys, best wishes, all the best, look after yourselves.